Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time watching, welcome. Glad to have you here. So I wanted to talk about the cost of not only living, just being in Belize right now. The cost since we got here almost 3 years ago has, in some things, it has actually doubled. Let me read you something right here. This is by Breaking Belize News out of Belize. It's about Belmopan, which is the capital city. Belmopan leads inflation rates for the 11th consecutive month. Dangriga records lowest increase. So in June 2024, the city of Belmopan continued to experience the highest inflation rate among Belizean municipalities, marking the 11th consecutive month of leading in consumer price increases. The capital city recorded an inflation rate of 8.4% for the month, reflecting a significant rise in the cost of living for its residents. Consumers in Belmopan face substantial price hikes across various categories, including food, rentals, restaurants, services, personal care, products, household, cleaning supplies, transport, clothing, medicine, and of course they have in here beers. Man, things have gotten, Belize is known to be the most expensive country in Central America, and I have to tell you that, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but that is absolutely becoming the case. I want to give you an idea of just how expensive it has gotten in Belize. So when we first got here, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that we ended up in Placencia. We ended up in Maya Beach. And when we got to Maya Beach, we rented a two-story, it was a one-bedroom house. It was two-story, right on the lagoon, right on the water. It was a half-acre fence, totally secluded, completely private, safe, power, AC, everything. When we rented that place, when we got here just after the pandemic, it was 700 American dollars a month is what we actually rented that beautiful place that was in Maya Beach for. And let me tell you what, man, the last time I saw that house was going for 1,300 American. A lot of people are asking about rentals, in Placencia, on the islands, in the tourist areas. I got to be honest with you, from what I've seen, the days of coming here and finding something decent at 400, 500, 600 American dollars a month, those days are gone. So if that's your budget, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're just not going to be able to do it in Belize. Renting here, especially rentals, has gone absolutely crazy nuts. Me and my wife cannot actually believe how expensive that it has gotten to rent a place here, especially from what it was just a couple years ago. It's pretty much like just what happened in the States, where houses in 2019 were 200,000 and in 2020 they were 400,000. I'm kidding you not. Rental prices here in Belize are absolutely going through the roof, and I don't understand why. I want to read you something else here too. This actually happens to do with food. So the cost of fresh vegetables, and of course inflation is up everywhere in the world right now, but when you want to talk about living in Belize, Central America, there's not a lot of money here besides tourists. There's not really, Belize doesn't have anything, any kind of manufacturing, anything like that. So salaries, pay is really, really low. The average Belizean makes 5 Belizean an hour, which is $2.50 American an hour. That's what the average, these people working in the call centers make about 7 to 8 Belizean an hour, which is no more than $4 an hour. So I want you to keep that in mind when I'm telling you about rental prices. You know, in my opinion, the Belizean people are being pushed out of Belize by the powers that be. But so anyways, the cost of fresh vegetables rose by a whopping 18%. Particularly the price of cabbage was hiked from $1.87 to $2.86 per pound, a 53% increase just on cabbage. The price of lettuce here is nuts. The price of lettuce also increased by 37%, from $3.26 to $4.48. Overall, consumer prices are up by 3.7% in June. Now you go to July, the cost of fresh vegetables again rose to 18.2%. Tomatoes, particularly the prices of tomatoes, went from $3.44 to $4.58 per pound. And sweet peppers went from $4.52 to $6.22 per pound. In addition, the price of okra went from $8.48 to $15.86 per pound. And carrots went from $2.33 to $2.60 per pound. And to be honest with you, these posts, the news stories here just keep on coming. Like, there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. You know, gas is another one. I put 10 gallons of gas in the car the other day, and it cost me 75 American dollars to put 10 gallons of gas in the vehicle. So, you know, as far as the days of really stretching your money, I mean, we're even, you know, starting to look at other things, because Belize is just outrageously overpriced. You know, they were just even mentioned in an article as far as vacationing. Do you know the average vacation with insurance is almost 5,000 American dollars to come to Belize, compared to Mexico, where it's $3,200 for the same amount of time. And I have to tell you, I watched this year, people were flooding the borders here in Belize to get into Mexico and Guatemala, and I was astounded at the reason why. Now, I want you to keep this in mind when you want to talk about the prices here, not only for the expats and immigrants who came to Belize, but for the locals. The locals bombarded the borders to get over to Guatemala and to Mexico to buy school supplies for their children. That's how bad it is right here. When I tell you it's bad, it's bad. Now keep in mind, the average salary is, minimum wage is 5 Belizean, and you can't even get a pound of carrots for that. The prices here in Belize are absolutely going nuts. Even milk, flour, vegetable oil, and other food prices soar. And this was from May, as food inflation rates reach 11.8%. So this year, month over month over month over month, they've gotten progressively worse. And the reason why this is important, because I did a video, I'll put it down in the description. I did a video not too long ago about the cost of food in Belize, how much it cost me to have food for a month here with me and my wife if we choose to go to the grocery store. And I was astounded when I did that video at what the price was. I was actually shocked. It was really good. It was really low. Let me tell you what, that is not the case. We are back to on a budget. And it's not just us. Most everybody in Belize is sitting here scratching their head, wondering where these high costs are coming from. Electric is another one. And let me tell you what, one thing that you will learn about Belize if you come here as far as prices, everything is imported. Like I said, Belize doesn't manufacture anything except alcohol, cisterns, and a few other things here and there. You want to talk about TVs, appliances, auto parts, all that other stuff, you better be prepared to pay 3 to 4 times what you normally would in any other country, including Guatemala and Mexico. It is absolutely nuts. And the way that people are doing it, when they're shipping things in here to sell, let's say they're importing 50 of the same auto parts from the States. I'm just going to use auto parts as an example. If they're shipping those auto parts in from the States and they get here in a container, they have to show an itemized invoice of what they paid for those parts, and then they get charged for the value of those parts. And let me tell you what's happening here. They are basically passing, which they shouldn't be responsible for the cost of shipping. But they are tacking on that shipping fee to every single product, rather than making it a broad spectrum of each product has a little bit of an increase. Every product has a huge increase. TVs, cell phones. If you're thinking about buying a Samsung phone here, you're going to pay 3 times what it costs to have it bought on Amazon and have it shipped in. And to be honest with you, that's what all these stores here that you're going to find here in Belize, it's all people sending in stuff from the States. You have to keep that in mind. Things have gotten super, super expensive in Belize. In my opinion, it is no longer the place to come to that you can absolutely stretch your money. People that came here on a fixed income, on a budget, including us, are having to rethink that now. It is not easy. Everything is going up. Like I said, housing. We're not in that situation, thankfully. But those that came here that are renting, because a lot of people move around, and a lot of people came here and they were used to paying $400 or $500 a month for rent in areas that they wanted to be in. I'm telling you, those days are gone. If you find something in the tourist areas right now that's even decent for under $1,000, you really got in there. And if you don't believe me, go to these Facebook pages and just put out there, hey, I'm looking to rent something in this area. My budget is this much money, and watch the responses you get. Most of the people are going to chime in and tell you, yeah, not anymore. That's not happening. Everything in Belize is going up. And when I tell you it's going up, it's skyrocketing. It's not just going up. People are barely getting by. And tourism is really tanking here in Belize right now. I don't know if that's something that most of you know out there, but you need to start looking this up. Things are getting bad for Belize right now, and the Belizean government is scrambling to figure out what happened, why everybody's pulling out, and the good old days are gone. So yes, absolutely. If you were thinking about moving to Belize and you're thinking that you're going to be able to stretch your money in Belize right now, think again, because you are not going to be able to stretch your money. If you are on a fixed income, you need to rebudget your money and really do your research on how much it costs to live in Belize. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys got some information on this. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Got a lot more videos coming out for you. Have a good one. Stay informed. Information is power.